Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first round of fixtures from Division 2 in the Swedish League. You can see here the previous round, the Cup games featuring 6 teams from the Swedish League. Wins for 76ers, Los Urracas, Stackington, Radaby in their game against Trumpton, and unfortunately the 2-0 defeat for FC Danglies, which caused much mirth amongst supporters in the early round. I'm joined again by CM Fortuna. Good evening, CM Fortuna.
Good evening, everyone.
How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, all very well. Thank you very much. Let's look forward to the cup draw for the next time round. We've got all 4 teams drawn away in consecutive matches. That one is happening on Tuesday night. For now, though, we head into the Division 2 games and see there's the lineup for us all. Not sure where we're going to be beginning, but yeah, big winners last time round. Radaby FC, they're away to the Blues, and it's Roundhay versus Danglies. So we'll see how that one goes. It starts off with the game of Dalgety Rangers versus Sons of Gondor. And having a look at the Dalgety team, what are your thoughts there?
It's a real strong lineup, that one. Classic centre midfield lineup there. Van der Vaart, Ferguson, Riquelme. I think they'll be the strength of the lineup, but it's got goals in that team, I'm sure.
It's it's certainly a decent lineup. And then looking ahead with Nikiforenko, where he is, it's certainly a team with decent potential. They have requested squad numbers, and I am just locating those now to be ready to go into this game. And their captain is to be picked. So, looking in here, we have Kiotis at 25 and Frey as number 1. Zanetti, 2. Number 3, Ashley Cole is not in the team. We got Zauri, 15. Followed by Walter Samuel at 4. Kivu is not in the team either. We've got Nestor at 14. Barry Ferguson, number 6. There will be a bit of a delay with squad numbers today. There are a few teams with them. Robin at 11. Riquelme, 10. Elbear taking a number 9 shirt. Lizarazu, number 23. Van der Vaart, number 7. Agahawa at, his name's gone missing, 21. Nikiforenko, 22. Brocek, Pavel Brocek, 24. And Ruud van Nistelrooy is the number 19. Okay, and we go ahead with those. And they're playing Sons of Gondor. And Gondor, Romo with only a sprained wrist, so he's going to play. You'll notice a theme there, Fortuna.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting lineup. I've looking forward to seeing how the team perform. You've got to question how Romo strained his wrist. But again, it's a similar sort of formation, just with the Makaleli role really coming to the fore there.
Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, the Swansea connection there. We hope that Romo didn't have some sort of clash with Willie Guerre. Yeah, very Welsh themed team, but with a midfield very much not Welsh. So we'll see how they go. I know Roger Freestone is definitely captain in the team. Okay, there are no squad number preferences, and with Gondor ready to go, we get started. And at the Concede First Shot Arena, we are today. First shot has not gone in. Chances for both teams. Gondor certainly on the attack at the moment. Trundle getting involved in the action. But we're a third of the way through the first half, no goals. And the first booking, Nikiforenko. First booking of the season in the division. A very quiet first half so far. And Van Nistelrooy with a chance to go save, and he puts in a rebound, and it is 1-0. He's had another chance to make it 2. And now De Gers certainly looking in a good position at half time. They have no substitution preferences, and Gondor is only managed if necessary. So, just take a quick look at this. Both teams, well, the Jers certainly looking a bit more lethal with their finishing, yeah?
I think Gondor started really well, but the Jers have certainly come back into it, and I can only see them going on to get more as things stand at the minute, unless Gondor really turn things around.
Yeah. I mean, you look into there, it's certainly looking pretty even in both action areas and their possession, but the Jers, they just seem that little bit stronger as it is. Riquelme and Romo, I know Romo with his wrist seems to be hurting a little bit more. We'll go through to 60 and see if those players can get through there. To another booking for De Gers. They're not having the easiest game to say they're in the lead, but they're having more chances, and Freestone is keeping them in the game. Gondor. A booking for Makalele, and we head to the substitute time, and it seems that Riquelme should be the one withdrawn. Central midfield, I think the only option really would be Agahawa.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's only going to strengthen the team.
Yeah, certainly gives them a good chance going forward now. And for Gondor to manage if necessary, there is nothing to do specifically at this point. So Romo with his potential injury, though, let's say that is a necessary one to take off the player who is injured. And I would assume Paulo Sousa would be the best option in this position. Not for Makalele. Not for Makalele. for David Romo. Okay, there we are. Good. Sorted. Good spot. And we head back on. And is it going to change the game? Yes, Pavel Brocek scores, and it's 2-0. And even Lee Trundle trying to pull back can't. So De Geer's looking fairly comfortable at this point. Sosa with a chance. Lampard with a chance. But you just can only really see De Geer's making it 3 rather than Gondor pulling one back. Into the last 5 minutes of the game. And will there be a third goal? Lampard's put one wide. No super goals today. And Paulo Sousa coming off last second. Well, just to we had a bit of a change to something there. Are we back on the game?
We are back on the game.
Good. Damien Lacey will just fill in. I know it's only injury time, but Damien Lacey. There we go. And it is now full time. So what do you make of the performance there?
I think the Jers certainly were on top in that second half. Freestone kept Gondor in it, but they didn't really look too much of a threat in that second half.
No, certainly not quite what we expected, although the action areas would suggest something different. Looking into that one, I would say. Player ratings wise, Van Nistelrooy takes man of the match. Edwards, not the best performance there at the back, but Roger Freestone, you can see why he was Gondor's captain. Nobody really standing up there for either team has been significant, apart from Makalele, only 3 out of 10 tackles. So we look into the second game, and it's the 76ers who are playing their second game of the season because they played in the cup the other day versus Uracas, who also are playing in their second game now. Teams are set up there. A bit of a change to the system for 76ers. They played a back 4 the other day. What do you think Cannavaro could do to the team?
Oh, well, he's only going to strengthen that defensive zone. I think Takinard is providing a bit of cover there as well. But I do like the wing backs of Bauer and Cafu. I think they could provide a real threat going forward.
Yeah, it's certainly two attacking players to come forward for them today. And really looking into it, is there a weakness? Not too sure. Marquinhos on the bench, expect to see him a bit later on as well. And they go through with 2 squad number additions to the team. 76ers have Cannavaro as number 4 and Marquinhos as number 20. Okay, Oracas, they've made a change as well, seeing Costanzo recalled in goal for Shea Given as part of the playing 5 Newcastle players at all times. Given was playing the other day. Ronnie Johnson steps in though for Mario Yepes, who's now not on the bench. How do you see the changes happen there?
Johnson's a very good defender. I think Costanzo is going to strengthen that keeper as well. Although Given's solid, he's a bit short, isn't he? So Costanzo will just provide that little bit of extra protection.
Yeah, I think the 2 changes have improved the team no end. So it's going to be an intriguing game. But yeah, both teams certainly showed themselves to be pretty decent the other day. And we head into this one. Commentary should be fine on here. And we kick off at the Graveyard. First time for 76ers at home this season and 1-0 up within 5 minutes. And it's Del Piero. It's plenty of red down at the bottom there. 76ers really taking it on. Oracas, they are coming back into it a little bit, and Cannavaro's taking a booking. So, the strengthening could be that little bit more tentative towards the later stages of the game. Just over halfway through the first half, still 1-0. It's still pretty even, but there we are, Takanadi with the second goal. He's not usually a scorer. Sigalko should have made it 3, should have killed the game off, but unfortunately he's put that one wide. And the last 5 minutes of the half, another chance. Del Piero puts one wide. Will they live to regret this one? Oracas, I haven't seen Oracas get into it for a little while, and that's why they had a chance towards the end of the half there. Commentators curse again. 2-0 at half time. 10 shots to 8 shots. Yes, plenty of chances this game. I saw a lot more 76ers. What did you think?
Yeah, 76ers certainly started the stronger team, but Oracas have come back into it. We're starting to see the midfield getting to 7 ratings now. So perhaps all to play for in the second half.
Yeah, potentially. I didn't really notice that all that play was in the 76ers third. Kieran Dyer's not having the best game. He's playing there at the right wing back slot there. He's not having the greatest game so far. And Takanadi, the one that's impressing. Buffon certainly keeping his team well within the game there. We have a quick look at the substitutions. We've got 60 minutes as the opportunity for both teams here. And we kick off the second half. Sigalko's not been as lethal as you'd expected at this stage of the game to have 2 really glorious chances, but both of them to no success. Heading towards the substitutes, and it's been an enforced one of the injury to Del Piero. 76ers were looking at having Marquinhos for Nedved, but maybe it would just be straight away Marquinhos for Del Piero would make more sense. He's a left footer, and Nedved either. Let's just move Nedved over to the other side. And the other substitution, Kesman for Sigalko. And there's nothing else to manage there. So we see how they go. And for Oracas, with a few things here. So they've gone for a tactic here of the if behind. This is what's to do here. They want to send up Palmer and Duff, but take Duff off for Selakovic. And with that now, Shearer for Cliver, if he's 6 or below, he is not. So that's the opportunities for substitutes there. Do you think that's going to make a difference?
Oh, I'd hope so. If they're going to come back into it, they need to go forward. So it'll make an intriguing last half hour. But the 76ers could put this game at the Graveyard to rest.
Absolutely. Yes, they will have a peaceful night. Balmer and Selakovic going a lot further forward, stronger up front, but certainly weaker towards the back now. And we continue. And Araka's trying to get in there straight away. Cliver involved. He's had another chance. They're certainly looking like the more attacking side at the moment, but not enough going on. A booking for Nesta and a goal. Ronaldinho pulls one back. It's 2-1. Seems to take us by surprise there, I think. With 15 minutes left, Araka's certainly with a good chance of getting back into the game. Another chance than Buffon. If it wasn't for Buffon, then Araka's would certainly be level, if not in front. Saves from Costanzo as well. The goalkeepers have both impressed pretty much during this game. And 2-1, a good game. A good game. Ronaldinho, man of the match. But Buffon could easily have been in that sort of position, making 9 saves during that game to the 8 saves of Costanzo as well. On reflection, a fair result?
I think so. I think Caracas came into it a little too late, but the change of formation certainly did them the world of good and freed Ronaldinho up a bit to work his magic. But as you say, great performance by Buffon in the 76ers goal, and they've held on for the 3 points.
I mean, obviously 76ers maybe not too keen on that injury to Del Piero. He could be out for some time, being as low fitness as he is. But yeah, some good performances. No one really poor to say Nesta has come out there with a 6. I don't think he had a bad game. And for Arakas, they certainly improved towards the end of the game. Even Kieran Dyer made an improvement there. So yeah, the addition of Selakovic for Duff, I don't think Duff would have played well as an attacking midfielder, but yeah, it seemed to inspire them to coming back into it. We head on to our third game, and it's the Trumpton Vice squad against the Oatcakes, who are playing their first game. And looking into things here, Trumpton have gone with this team, which is a bit of a change after their defeat the other day, 3-0 against Radaby FC in the Cup. What do you think of the formation there?
What can you say about the formation? It's unusual, isn't it? It's unorthodox. I suppose people are playing to their strengths really in the right positions, but I'm not sure about the 3 defensive midfields there. It could work its magic.
It's certainly a bit of a topsy turvy kind of team, but who's to say what that can do? Controversial, maybe, but certainly some thought gone into it from the manager. We see Duff, Collins, and Ibrahim Said called up to make their debuts, or at least 2 of them making their debuts in this match. And they will go ahead with squad numbers called in there. Dennis Bergkamp, don't need to worry about Dennis Bergkamp for this game. And here's the Oatcakes. Larry Pike, Mr. Intrinsic himself, has picked quite the team here. Another team with the sort of imbalance, but 3 up top. The first team to go 3 up top, I believe.
I like it. I think we're going to see performance down the left by the Otis, and the other team are down the right. So that a lot of the play will be down that one side, but the 3 up top could cause problems for the opposition here. So really looking forward to seeing this team in action.
Yeah, quite a few players that maybe some of the players are not too familiar with. I think seeing Whitley there, Jeff Whitley in midfield, I think he could probably bring some experience to this team. But with Michael Jackson in there, I mean, we could think of all sorts of jokes at this point. But yeah, with substitutions, Graham Marchant, I think, will be quite influential off the bench there. And a big word for Neil Aspin, the one of the veterans here, 36 years old. He's got a lot of responsibility in that defence, considering who he's facing. The Oatcakes have gone for no squad number suggestions here, so they will go ahead as they are. Sten Samuelson, the referee today. And at Camberwick Green, we see no action early on. The first chance, Mike Duff with the first chance puts it wide. It's a penalty and it's Kivu. Kivu with the goal there. I wouldn't have expected him to be penalty taken necessarily, but dispatched it, he has. Chances for the Oatcakes, they are coming back into it and they are really giving it a good go. So you can say that, you know, this game isn't over by any stretch of the imagination. Just another shot wide there. As we approach half time, we're still looking for the Oatcakes to get back into it, or potentially Trumpton to rely on Costanzo to keep them out. Half time and 1-0. Only one shot on target and it's gone in.
It's been a disappointing first half so far. I think both sides are still in it. Trumpton just edging it really, but I think we could see it turn around in the second half if Otis get off to a good start.
Yes, yeah, I could imagine something's going to be looking at here. So suggesting obviously Trumpton have kept a clean sheet, so Costanzo will stay on barring any injuries. Its potential injuries are to come off. So Veron, you'd imagine that would be it's a Rosicki position, isn't it? In there.
Yeah, I would say that's one of his natural positions, isn't it? Centre midfield.
And aside from that, Barry Ferguson as well, so another central midfielder. I mean, we are looking at Saeed really, aren't we now?
Yeah, I would say so. There's Vieira in defensive mid, so he could always switch with Saeed once he's in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Saeed much more the defensive kind of player, isn't he? He can make that run, and yeah, I think that would make much more sense at this point. So 2 substitutions being made. We have for the Oatcakes a suggestion about the goalkeeper, but everything seems to be all right. So we'll go to 60 minutes and crack on with the game. Most halves have started slowly in the season, apart from the Stackington red card against them in the first minute in their opening match in the Cup the other day. Right the way through to sub-time and very little action. Here we are, a little bit of a delay, but we're into their very consistent kind of performance here.
That's right. Nestor's really showing his true colours in defence there with a strong performance in an A, but everyone else is just playing solidly, really.
Yeah, it's going fine for them. They have no injuries. They'll continue according to the substitution recommendations. So, you know, why change something that's working out? I would say. Looking into it here, if there's a poor defender, to look into something here, I think well, Adamidis is performing well, so Aspin will come off for Willie Jamieson. Marchant for a tired forward. Well, we do have a tired forward in Agote or Agot.
Is he tired at 88?
Oh, sorry, it's San Nazario, isn't it? It's a good spot there, San Nazario. Yeah, don't know what I was reading there. Thank you very much. It's a good job someone's here. Graham Marchant will come on, and yep, Phillips performing at an 8. He will stay on. So that's where the substitutes go on here. Fantastic. Okay, heading into the last half hour. And OTs are having a couple of chances. They've been caught offside trying to make another attack. Henry dribbling around a few players. Henry certainly causing a bit of danger in this last 20 minutes, I think. He's looking quite likely to score, if anybody at this point. Oh, another chance for Henry. All over the screen at the moment. Very, very quiet towards the end now. Any chance of a second goal in this game to kill the game off or equalise? It seems the answer is no. And there we go, 1-0, edging it out.
Man of the match performance from Steve Phillips in the Otis goal there, but Michael Jackson had a bad game in midfield, and it certainly wasn't a thriller.
Oh, there we go, 2 of them straight away. It was an interesting match, I would say. Looking to performances there, yeah, Nesta and Njai came out looking well there. Saeed filling in, nothing to really report. Yeah, a decent performance from Trumpton without being spectacular, and they'll be happy with the 3 points. For OTs, yeah, Steve Phillips is man of the match. Michael Jackson, certainly not there. this game, and I think both teams will have a bit of confidence going into their next match. Into the next game, we've got the Dublin Blues up against Rugby FC, and Dublin line up with effectively a 3-6-1.
I like that. It's an interesting formation. Again, it's something very different to what we've seen so far. But there's some real good players in there, and the Zeds down the side are going to cause some real problems for the opposition.
Yes, I know you're quite the fan of Zeriberto from your experience of seeing him in the game.
That's right. He's always good for an assist, and he's quite consistently World Player of the Year in the games that I've seen. So looking forward to big things from him.
Absolutely. I know that Dublin have selected squad numbers for the game, and they will go with, as listed here, Buffon taking the 31 shirt. Frey is number 1 though, so we'll see if anyone else can fit in. Zambrotta at 2, and Zeriberto at 3. Walter Samuel there for 4. 5 Taribo West. 6 Hoffland. Totti 7. 8 for Vieira. 9 for Van Nistelrooy. 10 Van Bommel. 11 is Robin. Then into the other players in the squad here, we've got Okoronkwo is at number 15. Nicky Ferenko is at 21. Sigalko, number 19. And David Collins, number 20. And they go into that. And Rugby FC, the first team to beat another team from their division in their previous game, they go ahead with a very strong team again, unchanged from before.
Yeah, it's a real good lineup, this one. Real good performance the other night, and hopefully they can do the same again for their managers tonight.
Yes, yeah, you got to think that they did look strong, and particularly people playing through their simulations of the game so far. Rugby have been one of the teams up near the top all along. And as they go into the game, we can see that they are ready. And we kick off. Faster than that. Chance for David Collins already for the Blues. And Rugby trying to get back into the game. Possibly if they had Lucas Rugby, they might be 2 or 3 up by now. Chances in a yellow card for Walter Samuel puts him on an edge for the rest of the game. Maybe that will be the Rugby way in through this. Vieira's taking a booking though, has he? Yes, he has. Totti with a chance. Oliver Kahn getting involved and making a save at that point. And Vieira booked twice, but 1 for each team so far. Half an hour gone, no breakthrough, but plenty to look at, plenty to enjoy from the game so far. Almost at half time, and just looking for the breakthrough. Ronaldinho with a chance. David Collins makes it 1-0 to the Blues. And we are at half time, and Rugby don't seem to have turned up quite as much there. We've got Cannavaro, Veron, Crespo, all at 5s, but the team shooting on target. First half to dissect there.
Yeah, Blues have just edged it towards the end of the game, but I think Vieira and Tomasi were playing quite well for Rugby, so it's not all over yet. It has been quite a tense first half, but it's been a little bit more even than it looks.
Yeah, certainly commentary has been a little bit sparse on the game so far because the ball's sort of pinging around with not enough to really focus on it. You can see from only the 4 shots on target. Blues performing well, but no suggestion of taking anyone off just yet at half time, although I think Collins will probably be withdrawn at 60 minutes. And for Rugby, that I think at 60 minutes they'll be looking at making a few changes here. It's not gone to plan for them so far. Okay. Vieira involved again at this point here, but still not a lot going on, and it's been a quiet game. It's for a 1-0. It's been pretty quiet so far. Yeah, let's take a quick look at the things. David Collins is probably going to be withdrawn. It makes a lot of sense there, as it is. Collins, that would be a Sigalko job, I imagine. Or would it? No, it's probably going to be Nikiforenko.
I would say so in attacking midfield. Yeah, Sigalko's probably suited to the lone frontman rather than in there.
Yeah, and the tiredness, I think Totti being tired as well would be that Robin.
Yeah, and then a switch over to keep Robin on the left.
It would make much more sense there. Zeriberto, does Zeriberto class? Yep, tired 83. I don't really see a substitute being someone who can fill in into that position. So I think he's not tired enough to really suggest. I know Totti's only 1% more, but that would be.
Yes, that's it. There's no natural replacement for him, really, is there? So
No,
they'll just have to put the effort in for the last half hour.
That's it. And I think, well, Steve Finnan certainly looking like he's had it a bit on here. Now, the suggested changes before, where I believe that that Milevski, I think will come on at the left side here for Finnan. Actually, he'd be coming off for Nesta, won't he, at centre back? Nesta's injury there at centre back. He'll be the one coming off there for Milevski. And then it will need to be Lee Bowyer to the right with Tomasi at left back.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, I think Tomasi fills in rather well on the left.
I think he's probably going to have to do, isn't he? Because really, you look into it, there's not a lot else change-wise that can happen from the bench here. And
no, not unless Kewell goes out wide on the left, but I don't think it's wing back's really one for him.
No, I've never seen him play as a wing back before. I think Tomasi with the either-footedness is probably the one. And Crespo on a 5. I mean, Crespo really can't stay on at a 5.
Got to be disappointed with his performance today, and Christian Vieira is always a threat, isn't he? So maybe you can get them back into it.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting end to this game with the amount of substitutions we've had here. And we continue. Might bring some life into the game. Zeriberto's been a bit more involved. But still, no clear-cut chances. Nikiforenko with a chance going straight after I said that. And Vieira bringing somebody else down, luckily to avoid the red card.
I think it was Vieira that time. So
that would make more sense. He has been booked, yeah. It's the multitude of similar names. And heading to full time at 1-0. That was a tense game, if nothing else.
that's it. It was, I think, two good teams cancelling each other out. I think Vieira was a bit fortunate after his mythical 3 yellow cards to still be on the pitch. But yeah, Blues just edged it, I think, on the whole. But I think that them two teams will be near the top of the table come the end of the season.
Yes, yeah, Rugby were extremely impressive the other day, and for Blues to come out with that sort of result is nothing short of excellent for them. 50-50 possession-wise. It just really didn't work out in terms of the performance of Rugby. But I think both goalkeepers have played well, and Patrick Vieira stood out there with all those bookings and all those ratings. Yeah, key tackle, lots of key tackles from Taribo West. He's probably been the player that stood out for me, other than Vieira. We head into the next game. Atletico New Mills making their first game of the season, and the suggestion of a 4th substitute just needs to be checked on here as to who that substitute is. Just talk us through what you think about the side today.
I'm interested to see Delivio at left back. I've not seen him in a back 4 before. But again, Barthez in goal, Stammen Ferdinand at centre back, Duff at right back, Gattuso in defensive midfield. It looks like a good defensive lineup. And then Ronaldinho and Van Nistelrooy up front. You can always guarantee some goals. Not necessarily in this game, but certainly through the season.
Yes, yeah. Probably be looking at themselves having a decent match here up against Stackington Colliery, who didn't particularly impress against the non-league side the other day. But yeah, Delivio left back. It's the first time I've seen it as well. But the manager, Big Noopy, he must have seen something about Delivio for that position, and you've got to trust his judgment on that. They go ahead. Squad number wise, they have no preferences and head in with those. And Stackington, a couple of changes from last time round. Paolo Sergio called up instead of Dr. Kamalo, who's probably in one of the COVID wards doing his work there. Nicky Franco moves in centrally, and onto the bench, Javan replaces Ulf Kirsten, who didn't do anything wrong, but it's just a case of seeing how well the Javans have performed in the league so far and thinking, got to get some of that. But he's going to find it quite hard to get past Elbert and Van Nistelrooy at this point. Elbert captain in the team today. What are your thoughts on Stackington?
I think Paulo Sergio will certainly give them a bit more of a goal threat. They did put in somewhat of a tepid performance after that red card for the lower league team earlier in the week in the Cup. It is an adventurous formation, as we always see from Stackington. So there's certainly goals in them, but they are vulnerable at the back too.
Yes, yes, it's with Ibrahim Saeed with his running away from the defence, it does leave them a little bit exposed with basically 4 at the back and 6 at the front. So yeah, we head into this game. Paolo Sergio on the 13 shirt and Javan at 25. Oh, and we get started at Powerbox Lane, one of my favourite stadium names for this season. Nikiforenko's had a chance, and Barthez, for one side, has saved it, and Barthez has gone off injured. He can't deal with it for both teams, and it's extremely lucky for Big Noopy. This was a discussion we'd had before the game of, you've got Ryan Giggs on the game on the bench, but he's injured. What are you going to do if you get an injury to your goalkeeper? And so he said, stick a goalkeeper in as a substitute just in case. How lucky has he turned out there?
Well, we'll see once Roy Cowell starts performing.
Very true, but yeah, I can't imagine that Michael Hughes would have done quite the same job in goal. So the commentary is speeding up a bit. Saeed's had a chance and he's put one off target as well. Yep, Stam. No one's really hitting the target there. The meeting will end in 10 minutes. I'm not sure why. Oh, we've lost the game a second. As we head back into it, it's 1-0 to Atletico Newmills. And all sorts of technology issues for this one. We've missed the opening goal. We'll go back to the match report and have a look at how that's happened. But Newmills are in the lead. And it's 2-0 with a goal there from Elmander. Certainly Atleti dominating the game so far. Oh, Barthez keeping them in the game there. Stackington not particularly impressive whatsoever at this point. And it could have been 3. It could have been 3, and it could still be 3. Ronaldinho, Michael Hughes, it's 3-0. Fantastic first half for Atleti. Look at those. 11 shots on target to 3. What do you make of that?
Well, Atleti have certainly been the dominant team, and Michael Hughes is forcing me to eat my words about him being a good player on the game. It's I mean, there's only been one team in it so far. They're all over Stackington, who just look in pieces.
Absolutely, and you see the even action areas and possession, and seriously, that is not working out how that looks at all. Substitution wise, Atleti have got no chances, no changes till 60 minutes. Stackington, well, going to give it a few minutes, but the team just has not even got going. Javan, we'd expect to see him in a little bit of time. Second half underway, and it's just all Atleti. Paulo Sergio and Elbert coming forward in an attempt to try and get back into the game, but you can see there we are, 4-0. Stackington absolutely destroyed during this game. Will it cause a rethink? Substitutions just not coming at the right time. There we go, 63 minutes in the end. Atleti Solskjaer for Ronaldinho is called here. And anyone under 80% fitness, we were on the fitness, 79. That's Michael Hughes. And Michael Hughes will go off, you'd imagine, for Barry Ferguson would be the obvious choice there, I think.
Yeah, I think at this stage you've got to consolidate what they've got in terms of the lead, and they've certainly played really well so far.
There we go. We going with the 3 substitutes, and Stackington could do with 11. It really hasn't been the sort of performance that they would expect. And Paulo Sergio and El Bear will be the ones making way. Certainly to begin with, Agat coming on. He played quite well last time out. And a third substitute of Gamera, who will be withdrawn for Selness in a big swap around for the players there for Volodenkov to go in defence. Well, obviously, with regard to that, there's not more to be said about it. It's an absolutely dominant performance from Atleti. Will they make it 5 before the end of the game? Will they be the team to beat at this point? See that 5-0, 5-0 Ruud van Nistelrooy. It is absolutely clinical, a superb performance. It's just forced Stackington into 5s and 6s mainly in the team there. Can they make it 6? It's looking clear that they are absolutely on it. And nothing going on for Stackington whatsoever. And it's going to be an absolute 5-0 washout. Yes, what do you think there?
Well, I don't know what sort of energy they're taking down there at Powerbox Lane, but certainly a lot of teams in the division could do with that. That's a real dominant performance, and they've set themselves out as early favourites for this championship challenge here.
Yeah, hugely impressive performance to play that well. I know Stackington don't look like they've turned up, but that is an absolute turnover from Atleti. Fantastic performance. And yeah, a lot of players will be questioning themselves on that. Stackington's board will certainly not be happy on that. Bartes injured, and if Giggs hadn't have had that injury, Atleti could have been looking at a completely different thing, because Bartes would not have had a replacement goalkeeper on the bench. We're going to take a short break at this point, as we noticed that there was a Zoom timeout on the thing, so we will come back in a second. Thank you. Back after the technology gremlins that we've had there. We still need to see the Rio Ferdinand goal at the end of the round, but we've clicked through and are on to Roundhay against FC Danglies. Danglies, who really were taken by them the other day, and then lost to the non-league side. A few changes today. What do you think?
Yeah, speaking of gremlins, it's great to see Dirk Kuyt up front. I think he's going to make them a little bit more potent up front, but they can't get any worse than the other night.
No, really not. Sheru, Kuyt, Saunders, Dean Saunders will be looking to improve the team there. But yeah, the Danglies relying on their Dirk to get them back into action. We head into the game against Roundhay with Roundhay set up like this.
Yeah, that's a good team. I like Arca at fullback. I'm not so sure on Carlos Puyol whether he offers much of an attacking threat there, but good strong lineup, and I think it'll be an interesting game. And Danglies can certainly do better than they did the other night, so hopefully we'll see an entertaining game.
Yeah, it's they're surely going to offer a bit more than they offered the other day, and Pellegrino might settle into that sweeper role a little bit better. Substitution plans only if there's an injury for Roundhay, and Danglies with no plans at all. So we'll probably go through fairly quickly on a game like this one. and squad numbers, as far as we're aware, no preferences on those. With Sten Samuelson, I'm pretty sure he's refereed a game this round already, so good luck to him. From Tropical World, Roundhay Park Avenue, kicking us off, but not much going on. Chance and Tony Warner makes the first save of the match. Lots of yellow on screen. Roundhay really taking it to the Danglies. And can it be a third attack looking? No, it can't, but there we are, Sol Campbell with the opening goal. Just into 20 odd minutes, and it's 2-0. A penalty for Riquelme. Tony Warner booked. And maybe we are going to be looking at quite a big scoreline. I'm not sure, but Roundhay looking very strong. Lots of saves from Warner. But it's all Roundhay. Vieira's had a chance. Warner's really, really involved in this game. And at half-time, he'll be glad of a rest. Dean Saunders, 4. And, well, that's pretty convincing.
Tells its own story. Roundhay have been excellent all around the pitch, really. And if it hadn't been for Tony Warner, we'd be looking at a cricket score. Danglies have got to improve, otherwise the manager's certainly going to be facing the sack.
It's a good job that any sackings get reinstated for the season, isn't it? Because to offer that little, very, very toothless so far, but you do think that they're going to come good at some point. They're going to cause some form of shock as we go through this season. Dean Saunders, well, it's going to be interesting to see if he can pick his performance up in the second half. Here we go. Any red on screen will be a benefit for them. And currently, it's very calm. Rui Costa with a chance. Save again from Warner. And it's 3-0 of Thierry Henry. Chancing and Rui Costa, and Riquelme makes it 4-0. Shearu takes the booking. I think that's a foul on Puyol.
And it's 5 now.
5-0. I seem to have missed the goal. 5-0. It's absolute domination. And I think Danglies will probably be second bottom of the table as it stands, with Stackington behind them in alphabetical order. Have you seen a worse outfield performance from anybody than Dean Saunders?
I mean, Salif Diao ran him close, but Saunders was absolutely appalling, and the manager made a bold call putting him in there, and he's certainly disappointed the manager. I mean, what can you do? It's not even 33%, well, just over 33% pass completion. It's really poor from him.
It's certainly something that is not expected from a forward, but I suppose when your team has no shots all game and roundly beaten by Roundhay, I mean, we could concentrate on the Danglies performance, but I think it really should be taken to what Roundhay have done there.
Yeah, they've played really well. Great forward line. Riquelme's run the game there, a couple of goals and assists. Same for Henry, man of the match. But there's no weak links at all. The defenders weren't really tested. Danglies will have better days, but Roundhay certainly deserve the win.
Oh, hugely. Yeah, to have that good shot accuracy as well. I mean, credit goes to Tony Warner for keeping it down to 5 in the end. But Thierry Henry grabbing that goal, and almost a capacity crowd turned up for that one. Fantastic result for Roundhay. Into our final match, and we've got AFC Grove Imperials, who have got their Portsmouth themed squad here, and say it's a team of Portsmouth players, it's pretty good.
Yes, I like it. I like the concept. I think it shows that Portsmouth have had some excellent players through the years. I mean, the question mark for me is whether Merson and Berger can cut it on the left and the right there, respectively. But Smerty in defensive midfield, good player, and the solid back four.
Yeah, and the veteran Teddy Sheringham up front can always cause a bit of a surprise. Sol Campbell performed well today for his other teams, and I think they're looking good.
Yeah, the strikers aren't on speaking terms, Cole and Sheringham, but hopefully they can pull off a good partnership today.
Yeah, let their football do the talking. They've got a squad number set here with David James as 1, Lauren as 2, there's no Vignal, so Tim Sherwood at number 4. At 5, Eddie Howe. 6, Zivkovic is injured. Robert is not playing this game. Prozinecki at 8. With 9, Cole and 10, Sheringham. And Patrick Berger at 11. Curtis, no. And just looking for the next player along in the list here. We got, well, let's just check the rest of them here. Sander Westerveld at 25. David Unsworth, 17. Merson, 18. Canu, 27. D'Alessandro, 19. Smertine at 22. Finnan, 21. And Sol Campbell, 23. There we are. And Real E No Chance. Real E, as they're known here, with Matthew Lucas managing the team. This is a team that I've looked forward to seeing this season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Hasselbank up front. He's a different unit to what we've seen before. Beckham in centre mid, again, a different kind of centre mid to what we're seeing. Kieran Dyer right back will be interesting.
Yeah, don't often see him there, but again, he's got the ability to do so. I'm sure he's a player who can perform in a range of positions and perform very well. Mark Bosnich, I think, getting his first appearance in the league so far. They're obviously missing Boyer and Giggs just for a few days, so they should be back for their next match. And no squad number preferences for these, so we can head into the final match of the day from the Common and see how this one goes. Two nice colours on the kits there. Chance for a penalty already turned down. And I almost called them Portsmouth. Then Grove got into the action, and Andrew Cole with a chance. And there's certainly chances at both ends here. Veron with a chance, Dyer with one as well before that. Cole again. But a lot of these chances, the goalkeepers, I mean, David James performing very well, but shooting accuracy probably not at its 100%. But this game is certainly entertaining for a 0-0 so far. And David Beckham gets the goal. It's 1-0. And it's now 2 as Van Nistelrooy puts the second one in. And I don't think I saw this coming. But at 2-0, just before half-time, they're going to be happy with this. Can Grove get one before half-time? They're giving it a go. And almost Paul Merson with a chance, not quite. 2-0 at half-time, despite the heroics of David James. And again, it's that shooting accuracy that's making a difference.
Yeah, I think really certainly deserved to be in the lead based on the performance. But Grove started rather well, and it was only towards the latter part of the half that really started to show the domination. But I don't think this one's all over yet.
No, I did think Grove looked pretty good. It is that shooting accuracy that's let them down, but you've got to think that Real E really do deserve their lead at this point. In terms of substitutions, potential injuries for Grove have been suggested as a change that is made. So we will have a look into whether Grove have any potential injuries. Prozinecki with his poorly groin.
Yeah, you'll have to pull him off.
And D'Alessandro would be the candidate most likely in that position there. Paul Merson, nope, just tired. And Sheringham, any other things there? No potential or worse than 6s. Paul Merson does come off, and Tim Sherwood, I suppose, will be the one with D'Alessandro moving left.
Finnan's also on a 5, so is he coming off too? Is it a treble sub at half time?
It's well, the conditions here, it says potential or under 6. So Yep, I would suppose that needs to be a third change here, and Eddie Howe coming on would put Unsworth to left back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that makes a lot of sense.
So 3 subs, can it make the difference? The only way is up for them. And we speed back up with the action back where it should be. And Real E taking it to their opponents a bit more this half, and it's now 3-0, and that's Harry Kewell with a third goal. And they go into substitute time for them with Real E. Dunn and Scholes have been suggested to come on at this point, and it's pretty obvious Veron needs to be one of those coming off. So
Yeah,
here's
he's looking
David
tight,
Dunn,
isn't he?
looking very he's looking like he needs to come off. And Scholes, I think it's basically is a choice of Kewell and Beckham, isn't it? Beckham with the 8 and Kewell with the 9, so that would be Beckham.
Looks that way.
Yep. Nothing else listed for things there, so that will be their substitutions. Comfortable so far for them. Van Nistelrooy makes it 4-0. There's been some absolute poundings today. And
Certainly has been.
yeah, it could end up being some sort of like 2-tier league going on at some point in here if it continues this way. But this is game 1, and teams and managers will sort out tactics and make their team a bit more competitive. But this looking more like 5-0 than 4-1 if they can get a final chance in, really. They did have a chance, and they still got one more. Kewell puts it just wide, and 4-0. Very good performance from Harry Kewell, Patrick Vieira, and Ruud van Nistelrooy, all with 10 out of 10. You can't say better than that for a first team lineup. Hasselbank maybe didn't quite pull his weight, but when the rest of the team are getting there for a 4-goal victory, it's not such a concern.
Great performance by really. Grove were inaccurate in the shooting, but I don't think they could be too disappointed overall. I think that they did start rather well, and it's only really showed the quality later on in the game. But I think Grove will do all right in this league.
Yeah, they certainly, to say they've taken that defeat, they will be competitive. They will be. It's just that you've got Harry Kewell with his 2 assists there during the game, and players like Van Nistelrooy winning plenty of headers, 4 key headers won at that point, and plenty of tackles from Hoopier as well. David James, I mean, he did well for his team, but players like Merson need to pull their weight during the rest of the season, I think. Okay, so we've got the results there, and you can see the away teams really lost Syracuse with the only away goal during that round there, in one that is very clearly not one for the draw specialists in this ground. We did say we were going to have a quick look at the Atleti opening goal, which was scored by Rio Ferdinand, and it's a Delivio corner with Ferdinand out jumping Ibrahim Said and scoring there. So yeah, it was one for me, a Stackington manager to remember to come back to that one, wasn't it? A quick look at the ratings. Ruud van Nistelrooy has performed very, very well as 2 of 7 players to get in there with a 10 out of 10, and also 2 of 4 players to score 2 goals. Assist wise, Ronaldinho and Kewell, and no red cards in the opening round. Better than Division 1's performance. Plenty of bookings. Not enough Patrick Vieira on that list for my liking. A good set of performances there. Team of the week. Well, I don't think there's too many surprises there, other than the fact that there's only one Van Nistelrooy in the starting lineup. But lots of players from Real E and Roundhay. Radaby FC getting 2 players in despite losing their match.
Yeah, it's an interesting selection, the 2 Radaby, but just shows there was some good individual performances amongst them. So I think there's a few teams have really shown the quality. A few teams didn't play out the best. So like you say, we could be developing a couple of mini leagues here.
Yeah, a great round anyway. And we have a look to the next fixtures in the league. Yeah, the two teams that are towards the bottom end of the table there, Otis and Radaby, and we see really only two teams that won their opening game will be playing each other, 76ers versus Blues. The rest of them see a defeated team versus a losing team from the first round.
It seems to be the teams that won that are away this time, so hopefully we might see some away teams scoring some goals.
There is always that chance as well. Just a reminder, it's the cup round in midweek on Tuesday night. We've got the bumper round of the first division plus those 4 teams in action from the Swedish Cup. And that's all for us. And thank you very much, CM Fortuna.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.